Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rinde Eckert's Toy Box Live featuring Ellen McLaughlin. If you wish, join Rinde and Ellen after the show for a brief Q&A. And now I give you Rinde and Ellen.
Welcome. Glad to have you back in the studio among all our friends. We want to start off with a few days ago I decided to write a translation of Robert Burns' To a Mouse. So we're doing a version of Robert Burns. Maybe Ellen will tell you the joke about, well, I best be putting down me pails.
Oh, it's true. You already given away the punchline. Never mind.
Well, later, when you've forgotten what I just said.
We scurryin', cow'rin', timorous beast. Oh, what a panic's in thy breast that forces ye to run off in such haste with a whimpering cry. E'en though it didn't mean to lay thee waste, my plow's the reason why. I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle at me, thy poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. I doubt not you took from me some seed. What of it? Poor thing, you must feed, and me with plenty more than what I need. Seems a small request. This wee handful won't be missed, and indeed, for this gift, I might be blessed. This nest of straws the plough is sundered through, which now the careless winds do cast about and strew, to leave thee not to build thy house anew. No grasses green or moss, and bleak December coming on, it's true, you'll feel the bite enough and loss. Thou saw the fields of mown down grass and weary winter coming fast, and cozy here beneath the blast thou thought to dwell, till crash the cruel plough drove past and blew your nest to hell. That wee small heap of leaves and stubble cost you dear and left you not a nibble. Your granary, for all your toil and trouble, is but a sad and barren hold. The house that held you now, only sod and rubble, and no shelter from the cold. But my smallish friend, thou art alone, and proving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes of mice and men oft go awry, and leave us naught but grief and pain for promised joy. Still, thou art blessed compared with me. Thy present moment only toucheth thee, while I look back and rue missed opportunity and brood on prospects drear, when forward, though I cannot see, I guess and and fear. While I look back and rue missed opportunity and brood on prospects drear, went forward, though I cannot see, I guess and fear. I guess and fear.
Ah. Oh, yeah. Ah. This is a Norwegian lullaby that I've done in a couple of different forms, and I've been kind of repurposing things lately. This is one of them. I call it Norwegian lullaby just because the tune is Norwegian, but I didn't know the words, and so I just made up my own. Oh, do not cry, my blue-eyed boy, though you may have reason for sorrow, your foolish heart is shattered today. But you may find love tomorrow. Alas, the rain has flooded the field. Now is your season for sorrow. The raging storms have broken your will, that you may be stronger tomorrow. Oh, Father, dear Father, don't arm your son, for what can be gained but sorrow? All reasons lost at the point of a gun, and wisdom must wait for tomorrow. Oh, don't despair, my brown-eyed girl, though you may feel burdened by sorrow. Your baby's born in a brutal world, yet she is our hope for tomorrow. Now dry your eyes, oh mother dear, though you may have reason for sorrow. You've worked right hard for many a year, but you will find rest tomorrow. Go to sleep, my beautiful child. Abandon all care and sorrow, and dream of love so tender and mild. I'll wake you with a kiss tomorrow. I want to read. I've been advertising that I would read. It's a beautiful book by Octavio Solis called Retablos. It's a collection of short reminiscences of his growing up on the border, Mexican border, and they're just fantastic. The whole book. So I wanted to read. I've been wanting to read this one for a while. And there's this, his dog got run over, but this is there's a reference to his dog in here. It was as you can imagine, a boy's dog getting run over on this. Anyway, there's this kind of very mystical night that he has with his friends. And anyway, I'll read a little bit of that. We take a few unsteady paces toward what was there before. I'm listening hard for the reed song of the cricket in the little ditch along the road, but no, not even the rustling of leaves. Up ahead, there's nothing I can see except the dim lights of houses in the far distance. Then, unbidden, some compulsion catches hold of me and the others at exactly the same time. Not another step is taken. Not a word exchanged. Because right then, right at this moment, we see it, we know it, this cavernous hole that extends all the way to the border levee and beyond, this unseen, unnameable, airless nothing, Polo Inn Street, where a speeding truck that didn't stop left a broken-backed carcass where my dog used to be, where 1,000 ghosts left a trail of cold river water as they made their way to a better, worse life, where a police cruiser with its lights off slowly rode the margins of some secret, uncommitted crime, where a thick tongue bellowed in some house out there of sins older than God, when God was still a Mexican. It's our own personal, lonely, designated hour staring back at us, and there ain't shit to do or say about it except, you know what? I'm hungry. You know what? Me too. Let's go inside. Yeah. And we turn back to our own chantes and sit at our proper sides of the table, watch our shows, share the jokes and stories of the day. Accept this mystery on Pinche Polo Inn Street before we head for baths and beds, and thereby soak up the vivid and visible life we know for as long as we know it. It had to be a dog, anyway. This is a tune I recorded years ago, but again, I'm kind of rethinking some things. I'm in the way here. All right, never mind. That's okay. That's okay. I think I got it. Roll on, Green River, past my old hometown, where I left my first love for the road life. Roll on past the place where I call home, and the fears of a boy that I left behind. Still waters run beyond the fields, floods ruin the homeland. Some stay just where they're told and put their dreams on the hold. Roll on, Green River, to the city I know, where the fast-moving trains make the windows shake. Roll on, Green River, to the city that glows, where the money grows like a hungry snake. Still waters course beyond the walls, and towers gleam in the twilight. Some long for the easy life and never open their eyes. Roll on, Green River, to the waters wide, where the big fish feed on the small ones. Roll on, Green River, to the raw boiling tide that sucks a man down with a simple stone. Still waters flow beyond the bays, and oceans seethe with new life. Some drown in shallow pools, while others strive in the deep. Still waters flow beyond the bays, and oceans seethe with new life. Some drown in shallow pools, while others thrive in the deep. I want to, how are we doing on time, do you know?
Just a sec. Should we just say briefly about Octavio that we've been thinking about?
Oh, we've been thinking a lot about Octavio because he had to abandon his place.
His family and they live outside of Ashland, Oregon, and he and his family were forced with their goats to evacuate. Happily, they're back home, and their home survived, but it's been a really scary time for so many of our friends out west, and we're thinking of you all with great affection and concern, and we just wanted to send our thoughts out to you in this terrible time.
How are we doing on time? Is this something we should wait for them?
It's 8:19. We can do it.
Yeah. This is a poem I love by Pablo Neruda. I've often wanted to tried to do things with it. And it's called Leviathan. This is a translation by Ben Bellet. I guess he doesn't call himself Benjamin. By Ben Bellet. Leviathan by Pablo Neruda. Ark on the waters, fury at peace with itself, derelict, night of the brute, Antarctic outlander nearing and passing me, an ice field displacing in darkness. One day I shall enter your walls. I shall salvage the sunken marine of your winter, your armory. Southward there crackled a holocaust, black with your planet's expulsion, the domains of your silence that moved in the algae and jostled the densities. Then form was alone, magnitudes sealed by a world's agitation, wherein glided your leathern preeminence, mistrusting the gifts of its nature, tenderness, power. Arc of our passion striking fire in the blackening snow, as with torches, when your blind blood was quickened, an epic of ocean still slept in its gardens, and in an immensity, the disfiguring moon divided its track like a magnet of phosphor. Life sputtered, the mother Medusa blew in the flame, a tempest of multiple wombs, and increase grew whole in its purity, a pompano's pulse in the sea. Among waters, your congress of mastheads and spars was disposed like maternity's motion in blood, and your power of inviolate night was shed on the roots in a deluge. Past expectancy's islands, your continent fled. Dereliction and terror made the loneliness tremble. Even so, terror mounted the globes of the glacial moon. Terror entered your flesh and struck at your solitude, the asylums of dread where your lamp lay extinguished. With you was the night, the tempestuous slime that held you like pitch and enveloped you, while your tails, hurricano, spun the ice of a slumbering galaxy. O enormously wounded one, fiery fountainhead, lashing a ruin of thunders, on the harpoon's periphery, stained in the bloodbath, bleeding all virtue away. The repose and the calm of the animal conduct you, a cyclone of fracturing crescents, to the black boats of blubber and the creatures of rancor and plague. Great mold among crystals dead on a pole of the moon. Heaven itself is encompassed, pandemonium's cloud that laments there and covers all ocean with blood. Well, that might have been a little bit of a heavy thing.
And then
Let's lighten the mood a little bit.
not much.
Not much. Well, you'll forgive us a little bit of darkness here.
It's a dark time.
All right. I think I got something here. All right. It's a tune called The May Morning Dew. Sorry.
How pleasant in winter to sit by the hearth, listening to the barks and the howls of the dog, or in summer to wander the wide valleys through, and to pluck the wild flowers in the May morning dew. Summer is coming, oh, summer is here, with the leaves on the trees and the sky blue and clear, and the birds they are singing their fond notes so true, and the flowers springing in the May morning The house I was reared in is but a stone on a stone, and all round the garden the weeds they have grown, and all the kind neighbors that ever I knew, like the red rose they've withered in the May morning dew. God be with the old folks who are now dead and gone, and likewise my brothers, young Dennis and John, as they tripped through the heather, the white hare to pursue, and their joys they did mingle in the May morning dew.
Thank you for joining us once again in the Toy Box. We're going to stick around in case anybody has any questions.
And I get to tell my Bobby Burns
And
joke.
then she can tell her Bobby Burns story. I'm sure you've forgotten all about it now, which is good. See you next time.
While Ellen tells her Bobby Burns story, if anybody has a question for Rinde or Ellen, please drop it in the chat, and then I'll unmute you so you can ask it directly. And we'll just stick around for a little bit.
Well, it seems Bobby Burns was a great ladies' man, and he was well known as a folk poet and beloved figure in Scotland, and so well known that in fact one time he was in a very obscure part of the country in the hills walking around getting inspiration for his poetry, and he came upon a milkmaid, and she had the pole across her shoulders, and she had two pails balanced on either end of it. And he said, "What might your name be?" And she said, "Well, my name is Bree." And she said, "And what is your name?" And he said, "Bobby Burns." And she said, "Well, I best be putting down my pails." And with that, I've done my
So
bit.
that's one of the things we, Ellen and I, over the years, have little codes. So occasionally when we say, "Well, I best be putting down my pails," means something kind of wonderful and sensuous is about to happen.
Is anybody out there?
Yeah, we've got Thomas A. Eckert would love to know the words to the Norwegian lullaby.
Oh, yeah, Thomas A. is Thomas, Tommy, my sister, actually.
Thomas, I just asked to unmute in case you'd like to.
Oh, do not cry, my blue-eyed boy, though you may have reason for sorrow. Your foolish heart is shattered today, but you may find love tomorrow. Alas, the rain has flooded the field. Now is your season of sorrow. The raging storms have broken your will, but you may be stronger tomorrow. Oh, Father, dear Father, don't arm your son. What can be gained but sorrow? All reason's lost at the point of a gun, and wisdom must wait for tomorrow. Oh, don't despair, my brown-skinned girl, though you may feel burdened by sorrow. Your baby's born in a brutal world, yet she is our hope for tomorrow. Now dry your eyes, oh mother dear. Though you may have reason for sorrow, you've worked right hard for many a year, but you will find rest tomorrow. Now go to sleep, my beautiful child. Abandon all cares and sorrow, and dream of love so tender and mild. I'll wake you with a kiss tomorrow.
Thank you, Rinde. That was great.
Thank you, Rinde.
That was Matthew's question, but I really liked it a lot.
Oh, thanks. This is my beloved sister, by the way.
It was wonderful tonight, by the way. Fabulous.
Thanks. We had a good time tonight. It's always great when Ellen is singing something and I get to play.
And Rinde, is your name Norwegian? Do I remember? Or like
Yes, my name is, some graduate student at Yale looked it up in kind of Old Norse. It became anything that referred to an outer covering, like in German it's Rinde. So anything, Baumrinde, Gehirnrinde is brain cortex, Baumrinde is tree bark, and Melonenrinde is melon rind. But in the Old Norse, it was a place around the town, the high hills around the town. So you were known as like Eric of the Rinde. So it became a last name. And indeed, many of my relatives have the last name Rinde. It was kind of Americanized as it came over. And so it went from Rinde to Rinde. But my European friends generally use the European pronunciation. So I like it both ways.
So it's Rinde's mother's maiden name.
Yeah.
And I like to think that it literally means that Rinde is the avant-garde.
It's also a name for the avant-garde, the people on the edge. So the people of the Rinde, the people on the outside looking in.
anointed from birth. Okay.
Exactly. It was fated. I couldn't avoid my.
What could he do?
I couldn't do anything. I tried. I tell people I would love to have sold out. I just didn't ever have the opportunity. No one gave me the opportunity to sell out. So I ended up having to be where I was.
There are years yet to come, Rinde.
Yeah, there we go. I'm looking forward to the day when finally someone gives me an offer I can't refuse.
Yeah, Rachel Dickstein just put into the chat, Rinde on Broadway. This could be
There we go. There we go. My auditions generally are disasters, so I can never do anything on the basis of an audition. I just don't like auditioning and I don't do well in it. So as a result, that's pretty much off limits for me because they kind of demand that you ace your audition, and I've never been able to. So.
Are there, Leonard, unmuting you.
Lenny, are you there? Oh, he's having trouble with his technology. That's not surprising, Lenny. Lenny's an amazing author, performer.
Well,
He has no mic.
We read from his memoir, as you recall, one night.
He says, "Where is this room in your house? I have no mic."
Oh, it's in the basement. This is my basement studio. So I come down here and I can make as much noise as I want and the neighbors never complain.
That's perfect. And we also, John McLaughlin has some very cheerful children waving in case you, Rinde and Ellen, can't see it.
We can't
Hey,
see
guys.
But hi, you guys. You came. And they have a new golden retriever puppy named Stella, who is just spectacular.
Yeah, she's Bella. She's not
Hey,
coming.
Rachel.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hi.
And is Aaron there too?
Yeah, Aaron. Come.
That's my brother John and his children Rachel and Aaron and their dog Stella.
That toy box is a family affair, as you can tell.
Get her up here. Come on.
Only the conoscenti are allowed in the toy box, you know. So if you're here, you're one of the chosen few.
Yeah.
There's Stella.
Yeah, we vet everybody before, and if you don't cut it, you don't get in.
Yeah, what's the point of even trying?
It's the great thing of a basement show. We get to look on the camera, see everybody. It's almost like we're having a house concert.
I know, it's kind of wonderful. Well,
Thanks for coming, everybody.
thanks everybody. And 2 weeks from now, we're going to continue. This is our second in the new series of 9. It's actually episode 11, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so episode 12 coming up, and then we'll do, we're going to do 7 more after this and take a little break. So join us again. You never know what's going to pop up.
Thanks for coming.